my next guest is the perfect example of how hard work and staying grounded can lead to tremendous success. She's not only the CEO of her own roofing company, but she's dedicated to giving others the opportunity to succeed in all facets of life. That's why she is today's rad human. All right, from the Lime Foundation, let's say hi to Letitia Hankey. How you doing, Letitia? Hello.
Hi.
Oh, you have a great smile.
Thank you.
It's so infectious. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing really great now.
Awesome. Well, okay, you say a lot of your work ethic comes from adversity you faced as a kid, right? So
Yes.
What was that like, and how can people maybe have the same story as you to kind of feel like they can do what you've done?
Well, when I was 5 years old, my parents moved me and my brother up from the Bay Area up to a very small town in Lake County, a lot of white people pretty much. And so a lot of the kids had never seen a Black person before. And so many of them really severely bullied me. And I was spit on. They called me Blackie and darky and N-word, and they would pull my hair and call me nappy headed. And I was just a really sad and depressed little kid. It was bad. And, but you know, there's some happiness to it. One of my teachers, a music teacher, she put a trumpet in my hands and taught me how to play the trumpet when I was about 8 years old. And then by the time I was 9, I was playing in the high school band and made lots of friends, and they started sticking up for me, and I started having more confidence, and it was pretty awesome.
So you did go on to study music though, right? And so
Yes.
how did you end up owning a roofing company? How did that happen?
Yeah, it's a funny story when I tell people I was, studying music and all of a sudden I'm a roofer. I was in college. When I went to college, I was broke pretty much. I was going to school full time, working full time and gigging, but I wasn't making any money. So being broke, I'm like, no, that's not going to work for me. So I'm like, let me just try to find one really good paying job. Started working for a roofing company as a receptionist. I was 19 years old. And then literally over a few years, went from that to office manager to management. And my boss came to me after about 4 years and said, you know what, I want to retire and I want you to buy my company. And I'm like, I'm not a roofer. How am I going to, own a roofing company? He said, don't worry, I'll teach you. So he taught me for 4 years how to roof. And then I got my own license in 2004. And that's how it all started.
Oh my gosh, that belief in you. That's amazing.
Yes, I had to take a chance.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell us more about the Lime Foundation and what it does.
Well, Lime Foundation, I named it after my son. He's multiracial. His name is Emil. So Emil spelled backwards in Lime is Lime. And kids used to tease him and call him Lime. So that's when I first started telling him the story of how I was bullied. So I have a construction program that is called the Next Gen Trades Academy. And we train young people that are disadvantaged, that can't go to college or don't want to go to college. It's not for everybody, but they want to have a good life. And so we're training them in the construction trades, and we do a hands-on and some education, and then they move on to get lucrative jobs in the construction industry. So we're talking roofing and solar and green building is pretty awesome.
Tell us about the 2 other programs you operate under the Lime Foundation, as if that wasn't enough.
Turner's my maiden name. The Turner Arts Initiative is a program that was mainly designed because I was bullied as a kid, as I mentioned, and I wanted to help other kids going through those types of adversities, whether they're dealing with their sexuality or they're dealing with, very bad, poor home lives or teen pregnancy, and to take all that negative energy and channel it into something positive like music and performing, videography, photography. So we have a summer program, and then we do a scholarship to a student every year, so that way they can continue their, their music or performing arts. Yeah. And the senior program is basically designed after my parents. They've been ill most of my life, diabetes and heart disease, cancer. My mom just got diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and I want seniors to have a better way of life. So our 6-week program teaches them nutrition, and we do a yoga class as well so they can have better mobility. And it's wonderful. They're all just parts of my heart.
No, you're right, though. Food is medicine. We have 3 people joining us who know firsthand just how powerful the Lime Foundation can be. Carrie graduated from the Foundation's Next Gen Trades Academy. Ronnie has benefited from the Turner Arts Initiative. And Dot is a part of the Senior Activities Program. This is amazing. So let's bring him in here right now. Yay! Hello! How are y'all doing?
Did I? Oh, good. We're here. I was
So wait, I'll start with you, Carrie. So let's start. Tell us about going through Next Gen and how it's impacted your life.
Yeah, so growing up as a brown skin, bisexual, petite female, the trades just wasn't really something I'd consider an option for me. And I mean, after hearing Letitia's story and after meeting Letitia, I had hope.
Yeah.
My grades were really low and my self-confidence was so low, like so low. And
that happens to a lot of us who are in school, and not everybody has somewhere to go to kind of instill that confidence in us. Is that what you feel like kind of happened here?
Definitely. And I mean, after my boyfriend helped me get off of antidepressants, Letitia, she gave me purpose in my life. And
yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay, girl. You have come to the right place if you're crying. All I do on this show is cry. But that's okay. You know why? Because crying means that it matters and it's important. And it's a big, huge thing. And that's okay. It's cool.
If it wasn't for the Lime Foundation and Letitia's Next Gen Trades Academy, the 10-week program, I genuinely don't believe I would be able to say that I'm an engineer or becoming one.
Yeah.
Ooh, got it out. Okay, that was the hard part.
Well, I thank you so much for sharing your story, Carrie. Ronnie, you took part in the arts initiative, right? So can you tell us about that?
We did. Yes, of course. So Letitia and I were very first acquainted after one of my very first musicals. And this is where she really introduced me to the Turner's Arts Initiative program. And we have both risen from very dark pasts and filled with childhood trauma and bullying. I mean, when I first came out as gay in second grade, kids on the playground, they would pin me down and take turns throwing sawdust in my face. I was constantly being followed home by large groups of kids my age on bikes with BB guns. And in the gym locker rooms, oh my gosh, I was constantly being body shamed and wrongfully accused of checking all the boys out simply because of my sexuality. And it's truly terrible.
I'm really sorry. That's horrible. I just said this to Letitia. I was talking to her about her story, and you know what, sometimes people just need to say, sorry, I wasn't there, but as being a part of the human race, that is not how we should treat each other, and it's wrong. And so it's a beautiful thing that you found like minds and you found like hearts and that you decided to move past that. And that's what the Arts Initiative, right? How did that kind of help you kind of blossom?
Okay, so I started struggling with severe anxiety, and I was having constant panic attacks almost daily where I would end up in the hospital most times. And I was just in a very dark place, and my only true escape from that dark place was musical theater. That's how I could express myself. And there was absolutely no way my family could have afforded the tuition for most of the musicals I got to perform in. And it's truly all thanks to Letitia and her Lime Foundation and her inviting me to come perform at her Believe in the Dream Gala just about 2 years ago. Has it really been that long? It doesn't feel like it. Oh my gosh. So I was granted a $1,500 scholarship from there, which opened up so many beautiful doors and opportunities for me. I got 10 months of vocal training and 3 major musical theater productions, and that really sculpted my career as a young performer. And I owe everything to the Lime Foundation. They have stuck with me and supported me, not only financially, but emotionally ever since then.
That's amazing. And I'm so happy that you know that although there are all those people that maybe followed you home, there are so many more of us out there that want to hug you and help you and lift you up. So you've just got to pay attention to those lights instead of all the darkness. All right.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and Dot, I don't want to forget about you. You're down there being a cheerleader down there. I can see you. So tell us about being a part of the senior program. What is that?
Oh, what is that? Well, we go into the senior community. We go into retirement homes. We go into senior community centers. And my part of the experience is to, first of all, bring these seniors to a moment of quiet. Bring them to their breath. Bring them into their bodies as a group. And then we move from that point out, starting with our hands, moving up the arms, the heads. And that sense of being present, what can you say? Being with people, helping them relax, spend time together in this quiet way and increase their, it does increase your health. Whatever you do, even if it's for 10 minutes and you're taking
and enjoying that stillness.
And yes, and being together within community. Because I found that people would get to know one another. They'd have more to talk about. Oh yeah, didn't we go to that? Wasn't that great? What happened? So of course we can't do that now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now I teach in my driveway. I do driveway yoga a couple days a week.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Way to just see that hurdle and go right around it.
Or just try and be a benefit. And I have elderly neighbors, so maybe 1 or 2 or 3 show up and we do yoga for an hour. Just chair yoga. We don't get out, you don't need to get on the ground for yoga. So that's
oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, I mean, Letitia, what a beautiful thing to hear all 3 of these wonderful people say, like, I mean, you know, self-worth and self-value you've given them, confidence and friendship you've given them, a whole new chapter in a life and a new, you know, vocation for Dot. Like, this is amazing. Like, look at like your footprints you're leaving behind. This is outstanding. Do you feel how incredible that is?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I do. I can barely even talk right now. I just know that it takes, you know, one person, you know, one person to change somebody's life. And all I've ever wanted to do is just be that one person in someone's life. And I just heard 3. So that makes me even happier.
So you win.
Yes.
That's awesome. And I mean, and also just, think back, that little girl on that playground getting bullied, like, look, if she could only see you now, you know what I'm saying? If she knew in the future how powerful you would become. It is such an honor to have all of you on my show. Thank you so much for taking the time. I just want to, Letitia, we love what you're doing and we wanted to do something. So we're going to give your foundation, the Lyme Foundation, $5,000 just to help kind of continue the great work that's going on right now. And we believe in your foundation. Obviously, we have proof right here of how great things can happen from it. And we wish you nothing but success. All 4 of you right now, or 5 of you. I can count. No, I'm the 5th one. All 4 of you now. There's like boxes. I'm counting boxes. Okay. I can't count, apparently. All right. Well, thank you so much, Letitia, Carrie, Ronnie, and Dot for coming on. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Please don't make me keep going.